My name is Sabu, I'm your host for today, and we are in the third map between Enemy and Winterfox. Enemy managed to come back into the best of 3 series with a very good performance on cash. Relics picked up 37 frags. Now it's up to him to once again start off into this map with a few kills. I think he is playing a big role for the CTs mentally. If he picks up frags, I think they will all realize, oh, wow, you know, he's doing good, so let's all be good, and kind of working on top of each other. Now, Lucky is behind the sandbags. The CTs set a small trap here for the terrorists. And considering the outcome of this map, I don't really know. The teams are very hard to predict. We had a 7-0 lead that went down into a 13-7 and then got cut back. And I don't really know. It seems a little random at times. Now Flowstick and company already down 2 men. They will push into the A bomb site, but it's not going to be their best push. Relics is there with a triple kill. Enemy already 1-0 and he is living it up again. Enemy won the knife round, by the way. It was quite yeah, I mean, knife round on Inferno. It is important, but it's always the same thing. One team is here and one team is here, and then they bash each other. So, first by Enemy and Winterfox. It's kind of weird. It's like opposite day today. They didn't plant the bomb, but now they go for a save. Usually you would be able to force it up in the second round, because the loser bonus will then help you to purchase weapons in the fourth. Now let's see if they can do some more damage. No, they can't. So both teams decided to always buy up if they plant the bomb, despite the fact they could have afforded weapons in the third round. And Winterfox decides to save in the second round, even though they will not be able to afford weapons in the third. So I'm not sure what they plan for the fourth round, but it seems to be a massive attack with a lot of nades. Now they will buy after all, so they just want to go for 2 Deagle buy rounds, and then they will have weapons in the fourth nonetheless. So they just switched it up a little bit. The CT's on the rotation. B bomb site already has been cleared out by Anger, but it's not necessarily the bomb site, it's just Banana that has been cleared. The CT's with a quick rotation from the A bomb site will plug that hole again and stop water from leaking in, just like in a submarine. So Winterfox decided to maybe switch it up to surprise Enemy again. They managed to surprise them already, and with a save in the second, which Enemy would have been able to tell. I mean, it shouldn't be a real surprise for them that Winterfox afforded Deagles in this one. Kusta and Relics on the B bomb side. Possibly 2 of the strongest players for Enemy, at least today. But Kusta only has a ZZ75. Relics has the MP9, and the terrorists already captured one of the rifles the CTs dropped. Now the go comes in Anger with a set angle, already picking off Relics. Kusta with a CZ75 kill onto Desi though. Keeps the CTs in the running for this round. The terrorists will plant the bomb, get the additional money, and Kusta is down to 5 HP. Main almost goes down too. Anger with the second frag, the third frag of the round. Leaving it up to Lucky and Mainline to retake this bomb site. It is going to be hard, there's no question about that, especially with Lex in the double stack in Dark. He's got the Type 9 and he's already scaring Mainline away. And XP3 is still around and nobody knows where he is. They expect him, they line up, he gets 1 frag, it's a 1v1. Anger already in Banana, avoids Lucky. Oh yeah, keeps Lucky from planting the bomb even though he went down. Enemy will not win this anti-eco, and Winterfox are back in the driving seat where they wanted to be from the get-go. They won 7 rounds in a row on cash and then just completely were stomped by enemy. It was 13-7, so 13 rounds in a row by enemy. Now Winterfox is finally having a fighting chance in this map. Let's see if they can do something about it, because enemy would be on a good, well, they would be on the way to another good scoreline on the CT side if they had picked up this round and then, you know, the first rifle maybe. It is a heavily CT-sided map, you all know that. And there are a few things that you can do on the terrorist side to swing it back into your own favor. One of them that is a little, well, I don't know, the teams just lost focus of it, or some teams did, is apartments. If you have apartment control, the A bomb side has quite a few things to worry about, especially with boiler room as well, and then a possible A split. And if you use it a few times, the CTs need to focus on A and they can't focus on B that much, so then you can push into B again. I'm curious to see how Winterfox will handle that. It's not handled perfectly. Mainline pushed out of the apartments, got the frag over there. The bomb is still dropped behind for the terrorists, but they wrapped around the B bomb site. And the CTs have spread out as well. Everyone is mixing their positions. Lex pushes into Uber, gets that kill. Relix is alone. He's holding his horses, trying to delay that push. Doesn't happen though. Desi is there already. 10 seconds on the clock. The bomb needs to be put down now, and it will be planted. Lex and Flosig get the 2 more frags, leaving Kusa alone against 3. Flosig and Desi on 7 and 8 HP. It would have been possible for Kusa to clutch it, but he doesn't have armor. And, you know, 3 terrorists that had plenty of time to get themselves into position. It's really unlikely that he can break the crossfires on his own. So he decides to save the AWP for the next round, despite the fact the CTs won't have enough money to buy up. At least he will have a weapon to put up some resistance. And he purchased armor, so his aim will not be completely thrown off. And they will all buy! They go all into this round. A late call by enemy, but Winterfox might be surprised by that. Let's see what Kusta's up to. Going for banana, catching a lot of damage, almost goes down to the incendiary nade, or Molotov in that case. Anger will kill his teammate that saved Kusta's life, but he's now alone on the B bomb site. The terrorists already know we have weakened B, even though it's smoked off. We have weakened B. So keep that in mind for later on. They might do something on A, you know, get some action over there. But then they will most likely go back to B again. Mainline is pushed up to his teammate. That's one of those cheeky things that you can do in those rounds where you don't have anything to lose anymore. But the terrorists will not walk into that. It is kind of the old school tower that you saw in 1.6 regularly. That was one of the go-to plays for the CTs. Mostly because the pillars look different. I will draw that on the map after this round. Anger is on 13 HP, but his teammates will do the damage, or try to do so. Kusta with a frag onto Desi, but then he gets kind of hunted down by the terrorists. CTs with a full rotation coming in from behind. Lucky takes point. Over here, he's got the 5-7. He picks up the kill onto Flosig. Now Relix goes to work on one more. Anger is down as well, thanks to Relic's second frag. And the terrorists will lose all the players. The bomb is not ticking fast enough. The CTs will get this in their own favor, even though Winterfox had such a good start in the round. And they had to be bomb set under control. A 3-man retake was enough for them. Shouldn't have happened. I blame... What do I blame? I blame inconsistent play on Winterfox. I think something is really not working. That's just... how can you lose a round like that? I mean, they all came in from banana as well, and then the T's were not able to hold on to that. It's making it quite easy for enemy to get back on track again. Winterfox had a good chance of getting a few terrorist rounds, which is very important for them. They get 4 or 5, that's kind of the standard. They get 6, it's really good already. And they were on track to a 3rd round. Now they might have a chance in this one, but Lucky's aware of flow 6 position. He's delaying that terrorist push, even though he goes down to Desi. It's a terrorist coming back into the round, drawing it to a 2v2. Kuster with a refrag from afar. The CT's already there, not giving the terrorists too much chance to get into comfortable positions. They only have XP3 and Desi, and XP3 is down already. Kuster with his 3rd frag. He's looking for the 4th. Uber has to support him a little bit. They shoot each other there. And now it's Kuster picking up that frag, shutting down Desi. Enemy will win the round after all, but it was very expensive, and money is playing a big role in CSGO and also on Inferno. If you don't allow the CTs to get enough money to buy the incendiary nades on top of the smokes, or even keep them from purchasing smokes, the terrorists will have some more time to get pressure on B and A at the same time, obviously. But the biggest choke point is banana. If the CTs have all the economy, they will be able to delay you until it's 30 seconds left on the clock, and then it's very, very hard for you to get into the site and plant the bomb at the same time. Winterfox equipped with Tech 9s and Deagles. And some lag here on the server. The players... I hope it's not the game server and it's only the GoTV. But that was only on the terrace, if I'm not mistaken. That's kind of weird, but let's focus on this round. Winterfox has a good idea of pushing through a long into the CT spawn. They bring the bomb with them, and they want to wrap around to the B bomb site. A good tag onto Flowsick, but Kuster is already on the back foot and gets killed by Desi. Good job by Winterfox getting control of the CT spawn. Now they will run into 2 players on the B bomb site. Uber already digs in deep on the construction site. Mainline peeking into a long. Now that call by Mainline, yeah, it made Lucky struggle a little bit on making a decision where to go. Now the CTs will have 2 players still there, and Lucky is still in bottom, while the terrorists make their way back into the A bomb site, and Mainline has them covered. Quad kill for him in this one. Quad kill for Kuster in the previous one. Enemy have individuals to trust, and they have them ready when it matters the most. 5-2 now in favor of enemy, but Winterfox is back on weapons. No real banana control for the terrorists so far. Across every single round, they very much just gave it up. And yes, everyone is complaining about the lag now. And we will have a pause coming up to fix the server issues. But the round will still go on. Terrorists on the A push, and I think we should restart this round. I mean, if you would ask me, that is almost unplayable. Kuster with the pick still, despite the lag, he manages to pick him off. But the terrorist in control of A, not quite. Lucky still on the balcony. He will get rid of 2 more of the terrorists, and Kuster runs in to collect the frag. Does pick it up. Enemy with a 6-2, and Winterfox is really struggling on Inferno. So I'm checking the admin channel real quick. Now reaching toaster speed. Okay, you can barely see the chat, but I will read it out for you. The admin asked if they want to replay the round, and then Kusa said, no, it's okay. And Winterfox obviously asked if it would be okay to restart the round. Now, an argument ensues. Lex and Anger demand a restart, and Uber agrees to replay. So does the coach of Enemy. In the end, everyone is okay with it, and everyone is fine. And now we cancel the pause, but we have lag again, so we would pause it again. I'm kind of play-by-play casting the chat and the pauses now. So we are thinking about changing the server. It seems like either this server is about to break down, the eco round upsets have been too much for it, or it gets DDoSed. I don't know. We will find out in a few seconds. Yeah, it seems like we want to change the server. Just asking the admin again, and I will keep you updated. Considering the players are already leaving the server, it seems like the admin has told them a new server that we can use. So it should be a matter of minutes until we get live again. It is 5-2 in favor of Enemy. Not all has been lost for Winterfox yet. They still have plenty of rounds to work out how the CTs click, how to do something about their positions. I think they should try to do some more about B, because the A-bomb set hasn't been too successful so far. Something that you could do about B is obviously pushing through smokes, or just waiting for the smokes to clear. And what I personally would try to do is get somebody into apartments in a few rounds, and then execute from balcony and a short. And when you do that, the CTs have to cover that with at least one player, maybe or possibly two, if you go through middle. They have to account for that. So then you make the rotations be slower. If you have two players in that area of the map, and the B execution comes in really quickly, they will have, obviously, no rocket science behind that, they will have a longer rotation route. Instead of having Enemy hold with two players over here, one player in pit, and just peeking. And if the terrorists will go for B, then there is a very quick rotation to help the teammates on B. That would be a possibility. Maybe pray for some good spawns so they can even push through the smoke before it is in place. But Enemy chose to diffuse that situation, so to speak, with a deep smoke. So they didn't smoke down here, at least not too many times, but they rather chose to smoke over there. So it's almost impossible to push through that smoke. If you're not happy. I mean, if you're happy from Envious, you can do that. So, yeah, we will replay that round. So it's gonna be 4. It's 4-2 when we change to the new server. But then again, we don't have the money. I hope that somebody remembers. The big question now is the money situation for both teams, because I don't know if they will remember how much money they had. So while the map is loading, it's obviously not dust. It's just another GoTV bug that Valve has. I think sometimes they supposedly implemented those bugs to keep us entertained. You know, it's so funny to have those bugs. I don't know, but I wanted to introduce myself because I hadn't had the chance before. My name is Dabu, and I thank you for tuning in. We are changing the server due to some lags over there, and I think everyone is back already. Oh, thanks GFOM too. You really pay attention, which I don't. um, so what did they say about that? Okay, they're still talking about the server location. And it's kind of cool for me as a European. America is, let's compare it to Europe. And if you're in Florida and you're playing against somebody from California, those are the only two states I know, by the way, because, you know, education is really bad in Germany. No, I'm just kidding. But if you're playing from those states, or let's say you're playing from Washington and somebody's sitting in Seattle or something, it's as far as Moscow from Moscow to Barcelona or something. It's almost across whole Europe. Those are the distances that you guys deal with, and we Europeans almost always forget about that. And I don't know where the best servers are in America, but the players are talking about that at the moment. So they try to figure out how to cope with that situation. The previous server was fine until the third map. Maybe it got tired a little bit. The homeless Ashton. That's nice. Go to school, NKLS. It's time for you to leave. It's almost 8 o'clock. So the idea is to restart the first server we've been on, and then return to it. Okay. Cheeky players here. But it's good banter between the two teams. I think I might disable the in-game overlay real quick, so you can read the chat yourself. It's a little better for you. I don't have to read everything. So they just talked about everything here, and they asked to change the map, to change the server again. And then the coach was on the other team's side, so he was able to see the money, but he claims to not have looked at it. Okay. Ah, Genocidal Panda. I was talking about Washington D.C. I'm sorry for me. It's just the city name, you know, and I meant to say Washington D.C. because that's on the other coast. Otherwise, my example wouldn't make sense. Okay, so we're changing it again. Wow, it's I hope you will figure this out. And the money situation is handled because our dear admin has everything under control, and he has gotten the update, the backup file from the previous server, so he can just put it on, and everything will be as if we have never had a pause. I don't know why anyone would construct a tower with 3 different stories just for different bells. No, it's actually 4 different stories. Or floors, or however you want to call it. And I don't know how to enter this church. Is there any door anywhere? I've never really checked if there is a door to the church. Oh! Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. It's so big I didn't see. That's also what she said, by the way. So we are still waiting for the players to reconnect to the server. I hope you guys enjoyed this pause. No, I hope you enjoyed this matchup so far. The 2 teams are going to find the winner, and the winner will play against Cloud9 tomorrow. So you guys can watch that again on this very channel. And yeah. The winner of that match, you know, the winner of this match against Cloud9 will then go to the LAN finals and compete for $200,000. All brought to you by Azubu and Gameshow. Wooden House, yes, you can add me on Steam. My ID is that. Anonymous guy, I really couldn't call. The first 2 maps have been up and down all the time. Wow, I'm starting to M a lot. I'm getting tired again, even though I had like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. That should be enough for a gamer like me. Again! No, I couldn't think of a winner of this matchup. I'd hope that both teams could go through because they deserve it. Winterfox seems to be a little better at the moment, but that's Relics doing a lot of work for them. And then Mainline comes up with an occasional ace or a quad kill here and there. And if not one of those 2 players, it's Kusta or Lucky that get the clutches. Uber is the only guy that really, you could argue, he's the support man. On the other side we have Enemy, who rely on Anger, heavily rely on him. XP3 did a very good job on Dust 2, but you were able to tell that it was Enemy's map pick. No, was it? Oh, I'm confusing the teams as well. It's getting too early for me again. It's almost 8 o'clock in the morning. I had like 2 hours of sleep. Oh, give me a second. No, yeah. Oh my god. Enemy picked Cash and they won Cash and not Dust 2. I completely... Yeah. My brain starts shutting down again. But you know what I wanted to say. It was... Now, am I completely confused? Oh my. Yeah, Winterfox won Dust 2. But Anger and XP3, yes, I got it right. Even though Winterfox... Yeah. Winterfox won Dust 2 and XP3 and Anger were the main performers for them. And now it's enemy with a tremendous effort on cash. They managed to salvage the game because they were down, or they lost 7 rounds at the start of the game. And now they just rushed down. So it seems like both teams just wanted to catch each other off guard. And enemy went straight ahead and straight to hell. With that, you know, it is after a pause like that, I think it's almost accounted for that the CTs could go aggressive. And with that, enemy threw away the control they had. They tried to switch it up, which is always good, but they didn't have the money to do so. In my opinion, you can go for those aggressive rounds, but you should have enough money, so if you lose it, you will be back on weapons, so you can fall back to defensive play and then win again. Like this, Winterfox basically gets another round on top of that, and that's just enemy's own fault. That is impatient play in my opinion, and also some not so sturdy calling. I don't want to offend anyone, but as I said, if you go for those aggressive moves, either you are desperate and you have no other choice, or you want to have at least enough money so you can buy up again. But considering the anti-eco upset potential of both teams, why not do it and then get a frag, pick the AK and retreat with the AK in hand? That's always possible, and Uber did it. So enemy have a rifle, but it will stay on B, and the terrorists push through the CT spawn again. Booster is going down though, and the terrorists should have easy access to whichever bomb site they choose to take. Their mind seems to be up to be made up, and they will run into the AK again. That first spray took a while. 10 bullets left, but Daisy picks him up. 2v3 now in favor of the terrorists. The bomb is going down just now. No armor for the remaining players. Relix already catches a bullet to the head, and that's not healthy at all. Main line down to 27. Lex is down to 1, but he will not be killed. He retreats, and Winterfox will surely win this round. Mainline just tries to do some more damage, keep the economy low for the terrorists at least. At least that should work, but it doesn't. XP3 with the running Glock headshot through the wall. Yes, sometimes the weapon does things like that. 5-4 now. Still in favor of enemy, but Winterfox is getting quite a few good rounds. And as you can see, and as you know, it is a CT-sided map. And if the terrorists get themselves up to maybe 6 rounds even, this would be a very good half already. Not speaking of the possibility of 7 or 8, which would be almost a win already. So enemy really needs to get back again. They need to be disciplined again. Need to stay away from those pushes. And Relix gets the first frag. Uber though gets his post off. Relix is now alone on the sandbags, assisted by Kuster. He gets it back, makes it a 4v1. Lex is the only one. The bomb has been spotted by the CTs. That's why they will take an additional player over there. Lex with the first one, but Relix has it covered. And as I mentioned at the very start of this second half of Inferno, so to speak, because we had that break. I will call it the second start of Inferno. Relix is the most important player for enemy. He has been, and he is still. And together with Kuster, he won that round. Now the terrorists will be in a hard position. They have 3 AKs. Not too many nades to work with. And there is nobody to be sprayed down in top of mid, except for Kuster, who already went down. The CTs expect an A go, that's why they have 3 players over there. And they think that Relix should be strong enough to hold on to the B-bomb site on his own. Maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong. We should find out in a few more seconds. The terrorists seem to be well committed to the B-bomb site. Their two A players, Desi and Lex, only hold middle defensively, and they get ready for the go. Anger will take point with the Deagle. He's the guy to draw the fire away, maybe empty the clips of the CTs before the main guys come in, but a good pop flash. Uber with the triple frag. XP3 with a reply, but it's too little, too late. 50 seconds on the clock. The terrorists rush in there. XP3 tries to get control of the CT spawn. Together they will push mainline, who holds on with the orb. Good job by him, but Flosig trades him. Makes it a 2v1. Still the man advantage for the CTs. Relics just has to stay alive a little bit. Lucky goes for the peek. Now he spotted the terrorist and disposes of him with ease. 7-4. Enemy was struggling a little bit despite the great triple kill by Uber. But they still salvaged the round. And got 2 rifles to the next round. Facing off against the save round by Winterfox should allow the CTs to get some more money going back into their pockets. So Uber, the unlikely hero. I don't want to offend anyone, but he has had a rough time in this matchup. But he stepped up from time to time. He had his moments when he was in the spotlight. He was shining. Now Kusta made himself shine again. But we already know that he's one of the brighter bulbs in the light of enemy, as well as Relics. He decided to take away a few frags, and now Kusta wants to get revenge for that. Already takes out the pistol, and that's something... Okay, you know, the enemies are unarmored. They obviously only have Glocks, you know that. But I still wouldn't risk my whole equipment just to get a frag and take out the P250. Obviously, they are confident. They know they are in the driving seat now. But I would still let my rifle players do that work, because they are supposed to do that. And then maybe I would go in as the second guy to then mob up the frag in case my rifle player fails. No fail by the CTs in this banana push. Lucky with a double kill. Kusta assisted him from behind, leaving Lex and Desi alone. And what seemed to be a successful terrorist side of the first few rounds is now going down the drain for Winterfox. Desi's working in middle, and Lex just holds the CTs off for now. Makes them rotate back, but the bomb is still in their hands. Now enemy decides to put 2 players on the other side of middle to really keep the terrorists in there, in that confined space, in that confined area. Ah, no, he actually just went back to smoke it off again. I thought he would go into middle together with Relics to seal them off. Now the terrorists have the possibility to go all the way around, which is unlikely. 3 CTs over there. Winterfox has to crack that nutshell. And there is Desi with the kill, partially through the smoke with the rifle spray, and then with the flames, and it's all slipping away. How can that happen? This is impossible. It shouldn't be able or possible to make stuff like that happen. And then, apart from those big mistakes the CT's made, Relics is coming back into the round with his double kill then, and catches Winterfox on the rotation, which was badly communicated in my opinion. I'm starting to ramble a little bit, I'm sorry for that, but you know, you have 3 CTs over here in that line. You have 2 terrorists down there. You should have 3 eyes watching that. 3 eyes watch it. And the terrorists managed to pick up 2 frags over there without being traded. You either all peek or all hide. They had a mixture of that, and that was definitely the wrong thing to do. And this round was way too easy for enemy. It was an unarmored, partially upgraded pistol push by Winterfox. Enemy on track to an 11-4 scoreline. Right, I haven't checked the clock at the start of the round. Okay. Ah, yeah. Shout out, by the way, to Relics. Giving himself his own birthday present. At least at the moment, he is performing quite well. Seems like the beer made him have, you know, in Germany it's called, I think there's some expression in English too. Those sayings are the hardest, by the way, to learn and to be able to just pull out of your head. It's called aim water. If you drink a shot and then go shooting, you know what I mean, I think. And the beer seems to have that effect for Relics. I'm not advertising alcohol. I really hate it. It's one of the worst drugs in the world. Let's not talk about that. Let's see if Winterfox can win this last round of this half. It's the third map, by the way, for everyone that just tuned in. Winterfox won their own map pick. Does too. Then Enemy won cash. After some problems at the start of cash, when Winterfox managed to pick up 7 rounds in a row, Enemy took over, made it 13-7, and then eventually closed it out. So that was an up and down match for both teams. And Inferno looks like it could, after all, be a rather not close half, but a good half. Lex is picking up frag after frag, just popping heads left and right. Relics is on a rotation together with Uber. They still need a few seconds, and the smoke is holding them off some more. Relics, he's flanked already. He doesn't know, but Anger was on his side. Uber is in library, and Anger will come back. Lex with a triple and Anger with a double. Make it 10-5, and a 10-5 scoreline is definitely something that you can work with. Especially if you're Winterfox and you started off with a few good rounds, you can argue, okay, we only had that slump in the middle. But that was after that break. You know, after the break, they lost they won 2 rounds. And then Winterfox went into that slump, into the hibernation, so to speak, until they found back to their old form in the last round of the half. Now Winterfox is on the CT side, and they know that if they win the pistol, they can close the gap, put the pressure back on to their opponents, to their enemies. And they might have a chance of drawing it. For now, Enemy is just preparing the A push. Getting some deep control into middle. The CTs completely gave that up, but they have 3 players at the site. 2 in pit, which is crucial, and 1 inside the site. And Anger goes out for the peak. He now takes refuge in library. He knew the terrorists will come for him. He expects a B split, and that's the right call to make. Great game sense by Anger, but he still goes down. That doesn't help him. The bomb is on the way to B. And now Desi needs to step up. What happened there? I don't know. It's Go TV for you. Double kill for Desi, already picking up the triple. Relics is the last man standing as double. Desi picks up the ace in the pistol round. What a performance. He was the guy to change this round. If he had gone down, the terrorists would have surrounded the B bomb site, and they would have probably at least planted the bomb, which would have given them a good chance to get this the second half on the third map in their own favor. At least the first few rounds would have been way closer. Now Winterfox is on track. They just need to pick up this round, and then they would be able to probably make it 10-8. Flowsick and Anger on the B bomb side, facing off with all the 5 terrorists. The smoke is a little bit too late there. Anger needs to help his teammate out. Flowstick is already cramped in the corner, tagged down, as well as Anger, who's down to 39. He gets flanked by Uber. Great call by him. Lucky ambushes XP3. It's a 3v2. Lex and Desi on the rotation, but the terrorists already planted a bomb. And now Lucky is still in that crucial position. He got himself that really important frag. Now he could make it a second one. There he goes. Headshot for Lex. Desi, the last man. He blows main line to small bits and pieces. Now he tries to smoke off the bomb. He needs to get one more frag before he can go for the defuse. And he is being flanked from behind. They will kill him together. An enemy is pulling the upset against Winterfox with a Tech 9 force buy in the second round of the half. Enemy up 11-6, and the CT's on the safe. And despite the fact that it was a little surprising for Winterfox, it is crushing on their mentality. Nobody likes to lose the second round of a half. And especially if you're down 10-6, you don't want to lose that. And on the CT side, that's another reason to not lose it, because your economy will be horrible. And Desi is looking for a frag in middle. Cheeky position by mainline. Didn't help him to get the frag though. But now it's Desi meeting his maker. It's Lucky with the frag. XP3 and Flowsick try to rotate around a little bit to plug some holes. Maybe get a frag or two. But the weapons, you can see it yourself. P2000 and USP, the stock pistols, not the strongest. Flowstick gets killed by Uber. 12-6 now. Enemy gets closer and closer to the map point, to the match point position. One more save round for Winterfox. I think they will stay with the pistols. You never know. Sometimes the in-game leader makes up his mind and says, okay, guys, come on, let's do it. No, they will only upgrade their pistols and purchase nothing else except for the 3 grenades. Enemy will have a good time here in the start of the second half. The winner of this game, by the way, will go into the next round. Will proceed there and will face off against Cloud9. And the winner of that match will go to the LAN finals and compete for $200,000. Brought to you by Azubu and Gameshow. So as always, it's Anger and Flowstick on the B-bomb side. They call in for some rotation, and Lex checked out apartments already. That information made that rotation trigger. Relics and company only put relics into the B-bomb set, and now they rotate back to A. Lex is alone, and he gets overrun by the train that is enemy. No problem for them. A good call to only leave relics over there. The CTs have set a trap with 4 players, but it didn't snap. The trap didn't get triggered. The CTs still have to work for their frags. It's not going to come easy. Desi doing a good job in middle, at least making it quite expensive for the terrorists. But Flowsick, it's dinged by the AK. Anger and XP3 picked up an Uzi, but do they really want to keep it? Don't they want to get some money with it? Now Anger knows where they are. He tries to get there, but it's a little bit too late. So 13-6. He drops the Mac-10 again. I don't know if they will pick it up. I don't think so. No, there would be no reason for that. Especially at this stage of the game, when enemies 3 rounds away from getting to the next round of the tournament in the playoffs against Cloud9. Now, again, Flowstick and Anger on B. Winterfox with XP3 and the rest of the squad on A. While the terrorists take their time, send Kusta into middle, maybe pick off an unsuspecting CT that would be probably not surprised by the AWP being in middle. So nobody's peeking Kuster. The terrorists make their way on top of Banana. And that's putting a lot of pressure on the CTs already. That's something that Winterfox just wasn't able to do. Put pressure on B and A at the same time. Look at the positions by enemy. They have 4 players over here, so deep in A already. They have Uber at top of Banana, and the bomb is still lost over there, or lost, rather left over there. Uber will be rotating, picking up the bomb, and then helping his teammates out. Good flash, though. Great frag by Lex, but goes down to Kuster. Dizzy is the next line of defense. He will pick up that frag onto main, and now the bomb could be rotated back to B, but it's a 2v4 already, and this is not looking too promising anymore. Uber picks up that frag onto Flowsick. Now the bomb will be on the B bomb side, but will Uber be able to hold off the CTs long enough for his teammate to plant it? Double smoke there now. Good job by Lucky to re-smoke it. Goes for the plant. Will go down. But Winterfox is already there with all their players. Terrorists will not get into good positions. They both get caught in the corners. Desi and Anger with the kills. Winterfox is back again. But that was due to that pop flash in middle. Lex with the frag over there. And then the A bomb site quickly got shut down by Winterfox. Really liked how they handled that situation. It could have turned south quite quickly. Now let's see what enemy is doing about that. They are about to lose control on the map and also on the match. Winterfox trying to get in there again. Money's playing a big role. An enemy is about to run out of money. Winterfox is not looking strong either on their finances though. So both teams need to watch out to not be forced on a save. Now we have the smokes that shut down the terrorists for now. Lucky is able to squeeze through one of them. And that's the pressure on A and B at the same time. But this time around, enemy will most likely try to execute on the B bomb side. You can see them line up those smokes. Now they will run in there. Lucky is still on A. He can backstep the CTs. Once again, good lineup by enemy. But can they make it? Can they really put it home? Main with the frag onto Flowsick. The time is running low. 30 seconds. If they keep not doing anything, it might run out. But obviously now they planted. XP3 can just not got the frag on the bomb planter. Main just got rid of the C4 before he went down. Lucky and Relics. Now it's only Relics. In the back of the bomb site, he already made stuff like that happen once. But this time around, he's pushed by too many of them at the same time. Winterfox with a successful retake on the B bomb site, thanks to quick rotations and thanks to delaying that bomb from going down. They are turning this again into their own favor, even though enemies' positions have been very good. And that is... Now, Winterfox was not really getting into position to win those rounds. In my opinion, they just... For those 5 rounds that Winterfox lost in a row, at this, they just weren't really creative, and the CTs were very dominant, as you can see yourself. Enemy gets themselves into good positions, but they still can't win the round, and I think that's due to some aiming problems at the moment. They just can't get the frags, you know? Now they will get the frags. But Anger and Kuster with a triple kill now. Anger on the rotation to Library. This is a round that enemy needs to get. You only get so many chances on Inferno to win 1v1s. Usually it's not going down to 1v1s anyway. And he's got 56 seconds on the clock still. So he's playing the clock. He tries to make Anger impatient. And it seems to work, at least for now. Anger is going back into middle. Kuster plants the bomb. And Anger has some time to cover, some ground to cover until he gets eyes on Kuster. Oh, he just might miss him. Kuster gets around the corner in the wrong moment. Anger just couldn't see him. Now Kuster doesn't know where Anger is coming from, but now he does. Good incinerate. Kuster with his own Molotov now, trying to block off the bomb. With 5 HP, he runs through the flames, but Anger picks him up. Winterfox is still in control of this game. Anger with a very good clutch on top of the triple kill that Lex pulled off on the A-bomb side. Winterfox is able to hang on to this game by just a thread. Wow. That Molotov should have blocked off Anger a little better. But Kuster didn't have the right angle. Doesn't matter, it's all history now. We have enemy lining up yet another strategy. This time around it's more looking like a default, more like let's see if we get an opening frag somewhere. So we push middle, we push apartments, and at the same time we push banana. We leave the bomb down below and we see what we can do. Now Uber has free vision on the B bomb site. Now they good timing, but he somehow got around that corner. Could have been quite dangerous for Winterfox if that flash hadn't been timed that well. Uber goes for another one, but Anger has him covered. And the CTs hold on to their smokes very, very long, and that's dangerous play, but it pays off so far. Kuster with a refrag in the A bomb site, or rather in middle. But the bomb will be spotted by Flowsick in a second. Kuster will dispose of him, making it a 2v3 again. The B bomb site is still lost. The terrorists need to hurry up. They will be outrun by Anger though. And Anger is already inside, so the terrorists will go back to A again. They're running out of time. 20 seconds on the clock. Relics needs to get that frag. The CTs will give up apartment control. Now they will be backstabbed. They don't turn around. Desi is there to pick up the first one. The bomb will not go down either. Lex closes him out. And Winterfox strings another round to their already 3. The loser bonus is getting higher and higher. And if they had planted the bomb, they would have been able to comfortably buy up. Now they are going for the forced buy. They know the loser bonus will be enough in the next one. So they keep 1k roughly for everyone. And buy up whatever they can to have the best winning chances. A good nade into banana. Takes all the terrorists down to low HP. And together they hose them down. Anger with 3 frags. Flowsick with the support of the P90. Leaving Relics alone on 39 HP. The bomb has been separated from him. And Winterfox make it a flawless round. The flawless round will help them to get their money kicking again. After that 1v1 situation earlier. It wasn't looking too good on the finances. But now with 3 and 5 members surviving, the CT's money is looking good again. And if they lose this round, they would not be forced on a save yet. So enemy needs to overcome 2 rounds. And then they would be on match point. It's the 3rd map, guys and girls. The deciding map. Both teams know what's at stake. No room for error anymore for any of the 2 teams. Winterfox can't really afford to lose this round, even though I just pointed out that they could still be buying. It would obviously put up a lot of pressure to them. Let's see if that smoke push is successful. It doesn't seem like it. Flowsick and Anger once again shut down the B bomb site. It's closed for construction. Main line gets the bomb out of there. Now he gets pushed by XP3. Heads up play by the CTs. And Lucky, he cowardly sits back in the corner. Now the CTs will turn him. Gets a nice and roasty Lucky there in the corner. 13-12. Winterfox win round after round on the, as I already said, heavily CT-sided map. That's not really a surprise. But I expected big things of enemy with their 3 first rounds. And they really like this map as well. But maybe it's a love-hate relationship. Relic's alone on B while his teammates make their way to the A bomb site. Now he's joining them in the attempt. Ube is the only one to pick up a frag. Desi and Lex on the CT side. Shut it down straight away. It's only Relics standing now. 3v1, 3v2. What? 3v1, 2v1. That's how it goes. Counting for beginners. Relics picked up the AK as well. 1 minute on the clock. The bomb has been dropped in apartments. The CTs cover that and Flowsick will remove him. 13 to 13. Winterfox with a very good comeback in the second half. They're not, you know, they had those server problems in that area. They were a little disturbed here, but then they started getting back on track. And it looks quite good for Winterfox so far. But you can never underestimate a terrorist side if it gets closer to the end of the match. The terrorists will pick up more and more information on how the CTs react to their own moves, and then they can use those moves to outmove the CTs' moves. Moveception, so to speak. The terrorists working on both ends of the map, with Lucky on apartments and Relic and Uber on B. No decision made so far. They didn't get a frag, and most of the players are at A, so they decide to go with it. Try to get that execution going. The CTs have Desi in pit, and he will be the key player. Uber is already there, trying to get that opening frag. Lex is helping his teammate out, but Desi already goes down. Lex with a tiny gap gets a double kill. 2v4. Lucky and Mainline the last man standing. Lucky will pick up the frag onto Lex, making it a 2v3 again. The bomb is lost though. The Mainline has to drop down. Oh, he runs out of bullets. He didn't get the frag. He could have made it so easy for the terrorists. And now he has to focus on the bomb for now. Lucky with a frag to make it go back to a 2v2. Mainline picks up one. It's a 1v2. Anger with another clutch situation. Can he pull it off again? He is already very deep. The terrorists don't know that yet. Now they know. Lucky goes down. Mainline on 5 HP. Gets the clutch. 14 to 13. Enemy is back again. But they took a long time to do so. And the terrorists definitely struggled throughout this round as well. Mainline having the impact that he was looking for the previous 2 maps already. 24 frags for Desi, 23 for Anger, 22 for Lex. And the bottom feeders, XP3 and Flowsick on 9 and 11, having a rough time. On enemy, we have a rather leveled out squad, with 23 and 22 for Relics and Kuster. So Anger wasn't able to clutch in the previous round. The CT's money is running low. They decide to go for their first orb, but so do the terrorists. Kuster and XP3 will face off. XP3 missing that tiny gap shot. It's very hard to hit those though. But at least he spotted the terrorist, so he can fall back unharmed. Call out for his teammates. Enemy keeps up the pressure on the B bomb set as well, with Uber being very deep inside already. He might shoot somebody down over there if they rotate in an inconvenient moment. The CTs are very nervous. You can see that in their rotations, but Flowsick has steady aim. Relics with the Tech 9 tries to push him down. He skates in there, gets a headshot, but Desi and Anger close out his teammates to make it a 4v2. Lucky and Relics once again in a clutch situation. But this time around it seems almost impossible. 9 seconds on the clock. Lucky is on a short. He needs to be killed. That's quite important at that stage to get the money. Winterfox with a 14 to 14. We might as well see an overtime, considering enemy would probably only upgrade their pistols and then try to draw it, or will they go for the win? I don't know. It's a really hard call to make. I mean, do you go for the draw or do you go for the win? They decide to go for the win or something in between. Kuster and Lucky still keep 1k in their bank accounts. They still purchased everything they could, basically. Lucky could have invested a little more, but they wanted to have a fighting chance in case they lose this round. The CTs know how important this one is. Winterfox with a chance to make it 15-14. They have the guns, they have control. We have seen so many teams fail in those situations already, and one of them failing is XP3 with the AWP miss and then not able to get the frag with the P250. The CTs lose their first player. Uber closes into the B bomb site, but Flowsick is there with the P90. Getting the frag is Lucky in the end, opening up the B bomb site, but gets ahead of himself. Lex closes him out, making it a 2v1. Relix is still lurking in the library. He read a book about the art of war. Maybe he can apply it on the CTs. He gives away his position, which is not necessarily the art of CSGO, but he's got the Tech 9, so he doesn't necessarily want to stop. Lex is cramped in the corner, and he had Desi rotate in already. Still, it was a close round, but Winterfox make it 15-14. Can they take it home straight away? I want to point out the Knochenregel. The Knochen rule. It's a German meme for 99 damage viewers. They know what I talk about. It means that the team that goes to map point will not win the match straight away. I think he was trolling anyway. I know. Galil for Lucky. An enemy with a back against the wall. No chance to make a mistake. Or, well, no chance. Well, they have chances to make mistakes, obviously. But they should. Uber is playing quite well, I have to say, on Inferno. Did a lot of good work on the B-bomb side. Now he's rushing through the flames with a P250. Anger goes down, but now the frags in favor of the CTs. It's a 4v1. Uber with the P250 kill, and Winterfox wins it 16-14. In the end, they survived the struggle, the lengthy struggle. Enemy was in such a good position for a long time, but Winterfox got those rounds strung together, especially in this stretch of the game. The terrorists had nothing to work with, and that was the game changer. That Winterfox flurry of rounds. Well done by them. I congratulate them. They qualify for the next round to face off against Cloud9. Enemy is gutted, probably. They were imagining something better. They were picturing themselves against Cloud9 already, but it wasn't happening, so I wish them good luck in their future. They were showing quite some potential, and overall the North American scene is getting there. I think you guys have a lot of potential contesters in your lineups. It seems like it takes shape at the moment. I think this year will be definitely better than last year for North American CS. At least I hope. And I hope you hope so too. I will be back possibly tomorrow. I don't know. I really have to go to bed though. It's 20 past 8 AM for me here in Germany. I hope you enjoyed the show today. And I congratulate Winterfox again for the best of 3 win. Putting us all through the grinder. Ups and downs. It was a very cool match to watch. So thanks guys. Thank you for all the good feedback in the chat. I love you all. You have been amazing. And I hope you will tune in the future as well. Drop me a follow on Twitter if you like. I would appreciate that a lot. So peace out. Good night.